Chapter 10, New Rules. This is what I want, Winter said. Ezra rules the EZRAH. But I want to be with Autumn and Drake. Nay, Zin cannot rule the EZRAH because Zara can't swim, and he will not leave her. She almost died, and he will stay close to her from now on. You can have both, Ezra. She may live with you in the sea, and you may stay in Drake any time you like. Just make sure the EZRAH are well. Trillium is the queen of Phaethia. I live in Josephara, sire. Do you like it? Nay. Phariseph is going to take you to live in Phaethia so that you can rule there. I would love that, but what about Phariseph? I'm giving his power to Zach Winsfeld. He will rule the sky in his place. What about Zephyr? Zephyr is his son, Trillium asked. Zephyr doesn't have wings. I have a ship. Nay, Winsfeld. I want the strongest leaders in the right positions. I will miss my kingdom, sire. I am the blood of Josephara himself. Trillium does not like it there, and she has dealt with her unhappiness for many summers to be with you. It's your turn to give back to her. Let her rule. Agreed. Trillium beamed at Phariseph, and he smiled because he could tell how joyous this made her. I can't throw fans worth a damn. I have nothing on Phariseph, Zach admitted. You will. Ezra's going to teach you. What about the fairies? I am their king. Yes, but Fairy Island has always been ruled by women. The king is secondary. Why does it have to be that way? I've spent many summers without him, and I'm tired of it. I love him. You wish to keep us apart, sire? Sierra asked. Winter hadn't considered this. Husband of glory, break the rules for them like you broke the rules for me. Would you live with him in Josephara then? Yes, I'll live with him anywhere. Agreed. Garrett will rule Fairy Island. He is their king now. I am very old, sire. I am way past 100 summers. I have no wife, no child to follow me. Winter scanned him. Garrett was very much like himself. He wasn't very emotional or expressive. He was a hard shell, but Winter could see into his heart. Xander, you still have a daughter. May we see her? He brought forth Sage's sister and brought her to Winter. Would you take her, Garrett? Yes, I would, sire. Winter brought her to face Garrett. Hello, Garrett. My name is Naylee. Hello. How did you know I like Drake and Feathers, sire? Nobody knows that. Winter smirked. Garrett, you have the most beautiful wings. May I touch them? That was a rare request of him, and it surprised him. He couldn't remember the last time anyone had touched his wings. Yes. She touched them with a huge smile upon her face, and he slowly and timidly touched hers back. Then Garrett found his drum and played it for her. The drummer played his drum again because his heart had been healed. Jack Falconberry rules Elkstaff. Then Jake will rule in his place. Evans, Sasha, and Caleb. You may return to Ortso and rule there if you please. It's very peaceful there now. Sasha stomped up, speaking the ancient language, but Winter stopped her and froze her solid. Sire! Evans screamed. She's in no pain. Ortsons, I apologize for what I have done to your race. I made sure there was one woman left. Durand controlled all of the Ortsons, and they are very wicked. They have sorcery I do not like. Their tempers are horrible, and they never stop pursuing for themselves. I am sorry I did this, but I no longer wanted any full-blooded Ortsons around. She is the last. The more they breed with the others, the less of a temper they will have, and in time it will disappear. I'm erasing her spells. She is a bomb. Evan, you grab her away from me when I let her go. Yes, sire. Caleb stood by his father to help. Winter placed his hand on her head. He erased her spells and unfroze her. She lunged at Winter, but her family stopped her and pulled her back. She calmed down. Ortso is secluded, but live wherever you please. I want to rule Ortso. I want Jody with me. I can't live in Clare Ann. Our names will never go away there. She can't get through those cliffs, Caleb, and you've spent so many summers alone. Stay in Elkstaff with us. I don't even know you. But I want to be a ruler, too. You're an Ordson's son. Of course you do. They love power. Listen to your father, Caleb. I don't want to live secluded. I want to be around other creatures, and I think your mother really needs it, too. Why? The thing that will help her the most is learning to mingle and learning to care about others. Do you love her and Jody enough to give up what you want? Evan asked. Yes, I do, Caleb agreed, and Evan, Sasha, and Jody hugged him together. Evan, Caleb, Trillium, and Zephyr stepped forward. They did. I changed my mind. I'm going to erase your spells. But mine are only good ones. They can help. Nay, you are just like the seeing tears. You will be fought over, captured, and held against your will to spell others how they want you to. I'm tired of this greed, and I must. He touched them all and took it from them. Dinzer and Wayne will be going to Fairy Island. Zephyr is in charge of AZRAH. I don't want to live there, sire. I want to be with Jocelyn. She wishes to be in Elkstaff. I refuse to leave her. Leave Gabriel in charge. Agreed. Screw you, ogre, and screw you too, sire. I'm not going back in the ground. You'll have to kill me first. You're not going back in the ground. None of you are. All of you are staying out here. I want the AZRAHs to live wherever they please and get along together. Travel to find the place that pleases you most. I don't want any camps with just AZRAHs. I don't want any separation. You all mix in together, understood? Everyone nodded. But sire, you wanted us down there. You didn't want us to breed with the others, Wayne argued. That's because I didn't know the truth. Dinzer just told me. You are all free now. All of you that know the ancient language must help the AZRAHs learn the land language. It will be hard for them at first. Everything is new to them and they are nervous. They can't communicate and that makes it harder. Please be very kind and patient with them. I'm not staying on AZRAH. There's nothing there but fields, Gabriel resisted. Good fields. There is much food there and we must share it with all of HAVENBELL. But you don't need me there. The harvesters do the work by themselves. Somebody needs to control the food source. I will, Zach told Winter. The feathers and I will watch over it and fly the harvest to all the lands. Agreed. Thank you, Winsfeld. I am free. What if those ships come back? Zach asked Winter. They shall not. The AZRAHs were ordered by the Oxlar to stay in the ground and kill you all once you used your powers. Dinzer and I never really knew why. We just wanted to keep that from happening and keep them from coming down. What's the reason? Trillium asked. The AZRAHs are half Oxlar and were capable of erasing powers with their touch. They wanted us to kill all of you so that they could have the land. We had the power the entire time to save everyone. We just didn't know it. The Gonza told us the truth, Wayne added. The Gonza? Yes, the bosses of the Oxlar. They saved us, and they won't be back. Zin came out of the sea and transformed. Zara rushed to him and held him. He let her. He was emotional. You almost died in front of me. I almost had to erase you. And if Ezra wouldn't have showed up, I would have lost my soul forever. I love you, Zara. I love you too, Spring. I have a surprise for you. For some reason, he didn't mind it when Zara called him Spring, but if anyone else did, he may have to kick their ass. I told you, I hate surprises. I'm with child. Zin smiled and held her. Forgive me, everyone. I'm taking my wife back to Drake now. He picked up his packs and his spears and was just about to fly off when he stopped and returned. He came to Zephyr, and Zephyr backed away from him. He spoke in the old tongue so that Zara and Jocelyn could not understand. Uncle, forgive my wrongs. I do not hate you. You saved many lives. I respect you. I do like Jocelyn, but your mother, my grandmother, was right. You deserve her, and she loves you. You've earned your honor, and you deserve the deepest love. Zin cut through Zephyr's hard Ortson heart. That was the last thing he had expected, to have his enemy believe in him. Zin bowed to him, and Zephyr bowed back. Thank you, young sire. Maybe our children will be friends. Zin and Zara left. Their children did turn out to be friends, even though they were completely different. They had one thing in common. They were both Adrella. What about the centaur? Jody asked. Are you sending them all back? All creatures, Drakens and centaur included. You may explore all of the lands and choose where you wish to be. I will let the Drakens leave by choice. I will let other creatures live in Drake. But that's against tradition, Father. The Drakens must stay together. Nay, that was Zareen's rule, not mine. And now that I have no scepter to steal, we will be safe without our shields. No one can equal me, except for EZRAH, and he will not. He loves you, Autumn. You were right about a great many things, daughter. You were right. The way we love them is the same. You are wise. Thank you for showing me my fault. I will have the Drakens change the terrain to welcome others. Great King, EZRAH shouted. You just wait until you see what I can do with the spear. Jin, Kai. They pulled their spears and sparred with him. It didn't take long to subdue them both, and for the very first and last time, he slapped Kai's spear away from him and false killed him. Kai was astounded, and although he was embarrassed that he lost his spear, he was very proud of EZRAH. Then after he beat them, he flew into the air and threw 6 spears as fast as lightning around Winter, trapping him in a fence. Winter smiled wide and nodded at EZRAH. Excellent. I have the Pegahorn. What shall we do with all of the horses? We can't leave them down there. They need someone to take care of them, Jocelyn asked. Winter thought a minute. We shall release them upon the lands. The unicorns have no power. They are just horses now. The Pegasus are different, though, and they all must stay in Fairy Island with Garrett. The Shell of Hope must stay active. Any fairy that wishes to leave Fairy Island may, but I must keep everyone else out of there. I apologize for this. Only Dinzer, Wayne, Sage, and Hope may stay. I trust them. But why? Why can't they be spread about the lands? Jocelyn asked. Greed. Many creatures can't fly. Understood, Jocelyn agreed. I'll send the Aztracs to gather them, sire, Dinzer said. Good. Cheyenne, please live in Elkstaff with us, Zephyr pleaded. Nay, Zephyr, I shall live in Drake. But I don't even know you. You've been gone so long. I know Mother and Father miss you. Cheyenne hugged both Trillium and Fariseth. I know, Zephyr, but Winter wants to stay in his kingdom. He has done much work there. He doesn't want to leave. All of Havenbell is his kingdom, Cheyenne. You don't want to stay there, do you? It doesn't matter what I want. Yes, it does. He's kept you away from all of us, Zephyr raged. Do not yell at my wife, Ortson Tribreed. I will snap you in 2. She is right. I do not wish to leave Drake. You're selfish with her, sire. She is a good wife. She obeys me. I rule her, and she honors me. At least let her stay a while, both of you. Agreed. Many wish to get married, so let's go to Elkstaff and wed them all. We shall have a celebration there. Then we will sail every ship around Havenbell. I want everyone to explore and find out where they wish to live. The Aztracs will be very excited at this. Prepare to board all ships for Elkstaff. Winter then used his mind to talk to Cheyenne. You are never to be alone with Winsfeld. If you are, I shall kill you both. Why, Winter? Because I didn't erase either of you of each other. I wanted to, very badly, so that you would never break your oath to me, so that I would never lose you. You shall never be alone with him. I'm the only man you've ever been with, and it shall stay that way. Understood? Husband of glory, I shall not defy you. See, he is controlling. My friend's like, he's a control freak. I'm like, kinda. He's gonna let her visit, and she shouldn't have to promise him that. He should already know that she's not gonna betray him. She flat out tells Zach, Winter's my husband, and I love him, and there's nothing that you can do about it. But he is jealous of Winsfeld, obviously. Everyone left Fathia and went to Elkstaff. Elkstaff was extremely crowded when everyone showed up, but all of the creatures were happy and fascinated with each other. The horses were set free. Wayne and Sage were wed along with Denzer and Hannah. Garrett was married to Nay Lee and Jocelyn to Zephyr. Caleb married Jody alongside with Evan, who married Sasha. Winter and Trillium helped to translate the ceremony for the Aztracs. Peace was about the lands once again. Although the Aztracs had a hard time learning the land language, all of the other creatures loved them. They were like children, and they enjoyed teaching them about the world. They learned how to swim and how to use weapons. They dispersed throughout all of the lands, Aztrac and Fairy Island being the only exceptions. After the ceremony, Zephyr pulled Jocelyn through the crowd urgently. It was very crowded and hard to find anyone in it. "What's the matter, Zephyr?" "I must find someone." "Who? Why?" "You'll see." Zephyr was about to give up when Jack Falconberry returned to the festival. "Where were you? I've been looking everywhere for you." "I had to take my traps down. I forgot about them, and every damn creature you could imagine was getting caught in them. What a pain in the ass." "I didn't miss your wedding, though. Congratulations. I am proud. Jack, great king, I owe you my life." "Nonsense." "No, really. I was doomed. I was all alone without my ship or Jocelyn. I was all alone in Elkstaff, and everyone hated me. You showed faith in me that I no longer had in myself. You saved me, Jack, and I thank you. You changed me back into a Josephera, and I saved many lives because of you. You were the only one who believed in me." "Being a mutt is a pain. I remember like it was yesterday. We are mutts no longer. You're welcome, Zephyr. I can't wait to see what your child is like. I'm hoping it's like Jocelyn." "See, that wasn't so bad now, was it?" Trillium said to Jin and Kai, who hugged her together. Kai pressed his forehead to Trillium's. "No, that was a damn disaster," Jin commented. "Maybe so, but you were right, Trillium. Our children's children fixed the spell," Kai added. "I'm glad Zane rescued and married Cheyenne. Our family is one, our grandchildren made of our blood." "Hey, don't forget about me. I wouldn't have given my daughter to anyone, Kai. Lucky me." "Yes, lucky us. By the way, why didn't Zen and Zara come?" "I know," Zephyr said as he approached and hugged and kissed his mother. "If it wasn't my wedding day, I'd take Jocelyn far away after all that has happened and obsess myself with her love." It's a great line. "I am proud, Zephyr, very proud of you." Trillium smiled. "Don't thank me. Thank Jack. He saved me." "Yes, he is very good at that," Trillium agreed. "Zephyr," Caleb called, and Zephyr winced. Jody and him came to them. "I am sorry, Zephyr. I don't hate you." "Really?" "We're Ortsons. There aren't many left, you know." "Indeed. I'm really tired of being an Ortson. I'm a tri-breed." "Nay, stupid boy," Denzer called as he came to them with Hannah. "You're an Aztrac, too." "But, new father, I'll not be able to visit you in Fairy Island. There's a shield, and everybody thinks I'll steal a Pegasus." "But you won't. I know." "How? Try convincing everyone else." "You're an EZRAH. You can swim. Same damn thing, son." "You're right. I just don't like being an Ortson anymore." "But Zephyr, you forgot about something," Caleb interrupted. "Forgot about what?" "You have to be an Ortson to love Jocelyn, and she loves you just the way you are." Zephyr smiled and hugged Caleb. Jody was no longer afraid of him either. An EZRAH called to Trillium from the shore, and she went towards the water. Kai's wife was waiting there along with another. "My name is April. I met you once when I was a child. I know you feel extreme grief over your brother." "Yes, it haunts me every day." Winter and his family approached them, and each put a hand on Trillium. Out of the water, a being began to form into a translucent man. "They made me the water warrior." "Please forgive yourself for what happened," Zeed told her. "I don't think I can." "At least try. It is very different in this realm. There is no pain and no fighting. In this world there is darkness, which is what we fight as spirits. Just know I love you and that no one truly ever dies. Oh, and Kai's wife would have killed you in the sea, but I stopped her. I love you, Zed. I love you too. Trillium wept. Kai, I want to know your wife more. She doesn't have to hide anymore, Trillium smiled. But you hate the sea. Not anymore, I don't. Evan ran up to Zach and gave him a hug. Zach, you bastard! You're more stubborn than my family. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have walked through the grove. All of you were protecting me. You were forced to lie to me. I had to. Guess what, Evan? What? We're equals again. So we are, teacher. But you have wings, Zach. I almost lost them both, too. Your heart is your wings, Evan, and they are grand indeed. Congratulations. I would like to meet your wife. Thanks, you will. Lucky shit, you got a fairy wife and I got an Orson. You need someone as bullheaded as you, Zach teased, and Evan laughed. I want you to have polar mist. It's for your family. Why? I don't need it. I'm a feather. I rule Josephera now and, well, if your family ever wants to give us a break once in a while. Shut up, Evan smiled. Thanks, Zach. EZRAH taught Zach how to throw air fans and water blades. He had gotten much better. Then he moved to the spear, but EZRAH would always slap Zach's spear away. It's going to take you much work with the spear. Then stop taking it away from me. Yes, Father, but you can't fight with the spear if you can't keep your hands on it. Winter smiled and held Cheyenne. She had never seen Winter so happy. His emotions were even flowing through her. He kissed her and then pressed his forehead to hers. Cheyenne, I find you beautiful beyond the petty image my eyes create of you. I love you, and you are glory. On the horizon met two familiar lovers. The burning crimson orb merged once again with its emotional darling, the sea. The clouds were a glowing fire above him, and she perfectly reflected his image. This was always the sight for these eternal beloveds, to meet at the twilight of each day. Nothing could ever keep them apart, the sun and the sea. No matter what happened, and much can in one day, they always met again before the moon brought the stars upon the sky. And that's the end of EZRAH. Dear readers, if you have made it this far, I thank you. This is my pride and joy, and I hope you have enjoyed it like I have. You are lucky. I've been legally insane for many months writing EZRAH. Reading it is easy. I do not plan on writing any more of them. I erased everyone. I want to leave it just like this. Ha, as EZRAH would say. The first book is slow and detailed, but I fell in love with Scepter. It's very romantic and special to me. I was nervous that EZRAH wouldn't even come close to the excitement of Scepter. I wrote them back to back, and I am very happy that I like EZRAH just as much. Almost. I was very sad to kill off Duran Alasius. He was by far my favorite character until Winter Zane arrived. Duran was the deepest and most intriguing of them all, but so is Winter. Although he turns more evil as the story goes on, and goes mad as well, you still like him. He was very special, and his inner torment made you hope for him as well. I had to do it, though. He wasn't going to stop. So leaving Scepter, you're kind of bummed out, but when you start EZRAH, Zephyr strolls on into the temple to take every bit of information he can. EZRAH, Zephyr, and Dinzer are the biggest parts of Book 3, though they all have a role, and Zach goes balls to the wall at the end. He was hard to stop. Zach got a raw deal. He did love Cheyenne, very much so. After I finished Scepter, I realized that my hero and child of harmony, Mutt, aka Jack, had a very small role in this book. He flies in and helps Jake kill Duran, but I accidentally cut him out and there wasn't much I could do to fix that. I figure he's been really quiet and one day he's going to say something good. I didn't know what it was going to be until he walked up to Zephyr and said it. Everyone needs someone else's faith sometimes, even if you have no faith in yourself. Through Zephyr, Duran finally does get his peace. Trillium erased Zen from Jocelyn because she didn't want Zen to break his oath like she broke hers to Phariseth. True story. Trillium took away Jocelyn's attraction for Zen so that Zephyr and Duran could finally have the one he loved most. Duran never truly got what he desired, other than a child of child. He left Phariseth alone, too, so maybe he wasn't a monster after all. Imagine what he could have done. He loved Trillium that much, even to his own demise. He watched them fall in love in owl form, and it killed him. It broke the owl's spell. His will broke it. In the first book, while in owl form, he tells Trillium he loves her. That was before she even knew that he used to be a man, and from that point on, he called her child. That's when it started. After his confession, after she had fallen for Phariseth upon sight. Poor Duran, and poor Zach too, but no one has ever granted their desires. That's why I write about them. I've been stuck in Havenbell for many months, and I am sad to leave it. Damn, he is a tricky one indeed, the leader of the Drakens said to Jasha, but Winter is the tricky one. He had already rescued her and put her in Drake, right before he takes her into the sea, and she meets him for the first time as Winter the EZRAH. He knew that Duran was not there. He came back just to wipe out the Ortsons. He is my favorite character. Him and Zen, and I think the reason for that is that they are everything I am not. I am Cheyenne and Autumn, mixed with a little Zephyr, too. I am the emotional sea, and Winter is the calm, collected one. Ezra's awesome, but I took his powers first. The title name of the book was the first one to be erased. That seems dumb, and it kind of was, but in the end it was perfect because he never needed those fairy powers in the first place. He was worth just as much without them. Besides, if he had carried his powers along with his skills, Winter and Zen would have killed him. It was their mission. Yes, the scepter could kill as well as erase, but it was Winter's mission to hide it. Trust me, if Duran had gotten it, he would have killed many, many creatures. Winter and Cheyenne rarely use their powers. They are warriors of flesh and skill, and Ezra is the greatest warrior, even though he is not the chosen one. Ezra didn't need their powers. In fact, none of them did. It was trouble. A lot of trouble, wasn't it? I love them all. The characters are all very different, and even the tormented ones have much value. I wanted a fantasy book with nowadays people. I wanted you to be connected to all of them and make it as real as possible, like they're all your friends. I hope I did well. I will admit that while I was writing the part when the Oxlar take Trillium, that I cried. It's silly because I knew she would be fine. Winter, the Unbreakable, falls to his knees with the scepter and cries. So did I. I truly felt what all of them felt when Trillium was taken. Silly, I know. You gotta love it when Dinser pees himself. He was a goner. He got lucky Zephyr saved him by disobeying him. Even cranky earthworms have value. I loved Dinser from the start. He made me laugh right away. And boy, he loves Zephyr like his own little shit. Dinser really impressed me. I like how him and Wayne start to understand each other and work together, too. Yeah, honestly, I think Dinser has the best character development. I don't think about character development. It's like either their character just stays the same, like the Winsfelds, they stay the same. They don't really have a lot of character development. But Dinser has a great character development, and even Zephyr has some. But I don't think about that when I'm writing at all. It just either happens or it doesn't. I wish life was that easy and that mistakes and grudges could be solved like they are in Havenbell. All we can do is try to drop our grudges, make our amends, and help each other. All we can do is try to be a Josephera and not an Alasius. Jasha and Nezha passed. I never really explain it, but it was natural. Trillium forever harbored guilt and sorrow over Zeed's death. So much, in fact, that she never went into the sea again, from the time Winter sent her away, using love to scare her, until the time she was erasing powers with the Pegahorn. I did write a scene where Zach comes to Trillium and Josephera, and they talk about that. They talk about it. I lost it in the shuffle. She is painting a picture of a strange-looking draken prior Ezra's wedding, but since the painting was unfinished, Zach doesn't realize it was a white-skinned draken until he sees Ezra in his wedding clothes. Trillium expresses her grief over Zed, and Zach reassures her that she was tricked, used, and under Duran's power and anger. She wanted Zach to rule, take Cheyenne, and kill Duran. He tells her that she must forgive herself, in which she says she cannot. I never found the exact place that was supposed to go, but now you know. Right now, no one has read EZRAH, a few people, and I am very excited to share. Thank you for coming into my world, and I hope it made you laugh. I hope it made you think about many things concerning your relationship with others, the damages, the chances, the petty things that can be fixed. Most of all, I just wanted to make you feel something, and if I did, I have succeeded. Mission complete. My favorite line is where Duran escapes Evan and Zach. Duran tells Zach, "You can't fly," in which he responds, "Yes, I can." I find this very important because the world is full of people who only wish to hurt you, insult you, take your shine, and knock you down. You are probably on the right path, and bullies never stop coming. So next time somebody is working on you, just remember, no matter what they say, that you can fly. "I'm not the hero," Jake said to Evan. "You are. We all thank you for reading our story. Sincerely, Allison Hunt." Well, that's not actually my very favorite line. I have a lot of very favorite lines in HAVENBELL. So a lot of people like EZRAH because EZRAH's funny, and it moves fast. It almost moves too fast. I had a friend that was getting very lost. My new drafts, I have the lists of the characters and what their powers are and who's related to who, and so that it makes it a little bit easier for the new readers to understand who is who and who's connected to who. But I got a lot of positive feedback for Child of Harmony. Child of Harmony is kind of like my Hobbit. It's really exciting. There's a lot of battles in Child of Harmony. I think the dialogue is really cheesy though, and there wasn't a lot I could do to fix the dialogue. But then again, there's a lot of wonderful things that are said. There's a lot of really good lines in that book. I don't favor Child of Harmony because I was stuck on it for like 6-7 years. I've been stuck on Starset for 6 or 7 years. It's almost there. So I just kind of got tired of Child of Harmony. So when Scepter came in, Scepter's my favorite. It completely takes this turn and this bend, and it changes the entire story. And I love the way that it goes. I love the way that the technology gets, because I wanted a fantasy and sci-fi book. I wanted unicorns and flying saucers. Who does that? With like a classic rock kind of musical background. And the only thing that I found like that was way later when Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, see, that's what I wanted HAVENBELL to. So I was like, well, that's cool. He did it. That's what I wanted to do. I love Scepter the most. And I really like EZRAH, but not as much as I like Scepter. But I hope you really enjoy my story. And I have a longer afterword that I will put up for those of you that have made it through this. Thank you for reading my story. And stay tuned for my afterword.